Hi, I'm Richard from the Cotton Textile Company. For nearly 30 years now, we've been producing bespoke and custom-made branded clothing and accessories for some of the UK and Europe's best-known lifestyle and fashion brands, sports brands, and indeed niche businesses that are looking to add an additional revenue stream to their existing offering. For our understanding, our knowledge, and the production of perhaps some of the world's best towels. And in here, this is what I want to talk to you about today. Because when we start looking at a towel, we start with the raw product. We identify whether or not you're looking for something that's just functional and on price, or whether you want something that's sumptuous, that's lovely, that's going to stand the test of time and deliver time and time again on its promises. And in there, we immediately think about what type of cotton to use. And there's two key types of cotton. You've got short staple and you've got long staple. Very quickly, the benefits of both are that short staple cotton is very cost effective to buy, it's readily available, and it does the job. And when we talk about short staple, we're talking about the length of the fibres within the cotton bud, which are then combed out and then they're spun into the yarn that we use. Now with a short staple cotton, we have to very tightly spin the yarn to prevent breakages and to create that friction that stops it from pulling apart. With long staple cottons, which some of the best known come from perhaps the Caribbean, which is arguably the world's best. We also use American, we use Indian, and we use Australian. The benefit of the long staple cotton is that we can have a much softer twist, a much looser twist, almost to the point where it's a zero twist when we're creating the yarn. Long staple cottons can be up to 4.5 centimetres long, and that allows us to create the friction within that twist. The ultimate benefit means that the fibres are looser, so when you're using it to dry yourself, there's more air and there's more fibre touching your body, so it dries a lot quicker. And because of that air flowing through it, the towel dries out a lot quicker, so there's an environmental benefit to it as well. The long-term benefits are when you open your airing cupboard or you go to a hotel. You'll often find that the towel is very starchy or very rough to the skin. That's because it's a short staple cotton that during the washing process attracts and traps all the chemicals and the build-up of chemicals within it. And so it's the chemicals that are starchy, it's the chemicals that are rough against the skin. With a long staple cotton, they're more freely, they're able to move a lot freer, so they're washed out and cleansed from the fabric much more efficiently. So the towel stays softer for longer. Having identified the type of cotton that we're going to use, the raw material we're going to use, is how you want that towel to be branded, how you want the feel, the pile to look. And in there we've got numbers of different options, endless options. We could have a deep sumptuous pile where you've just got terry loops. We could have something called a velour, where you actually take that terry towel, you put it under a great big scalpel, a huge scalpel, which takes the tops of the loops off, thus creating a velour finish. The upside of that is in the feel of it, not necessarily in the actual absorbency, because a velour is less absorbent than a terry. We can then look at a waffle weave, which gives a really nice feel to the towel. It breaks it up. Still as efficient as a terry towel. In fact, in this case here, it is still got the loops on it, so you can use both sides as efficiently as each other. We can look at having what we call a border weave, and in this particular example we have a border weave and a waffle weave all mixed in together, which creates a lot of texture to the fabric. It gives the fabric a perceived value without necessarily actually adding any cost to it. We could look at what we call a relief weave, which is essentially the creation of a embossed or debossed effect, which, as you can see here, makes your brand, your logo, your hotel's name, your company's name stand out very vividly, very cleanly. And it has, again, huge perceived value. It's a great way to brand a towel. So that's a couple of different options. Ultimately, why do we buy a towel? We buy a towel to dry ourselves. What do you want that towel to do? You want it to dry yourself. You want it to last a long time. And from there, we start at the beginning. We start with the yarn, we start with the cotton, and then we talk about the branding and the finishing to create a product you'll be happy with.